Hello, everybody. Welcome to Radioactive Real Estate. My name is Jason Ekman. I'm with Jack Real Estate Services. Next to me is the best sound engineer in the business, Jacob Stoll with Stoley Productions, aka also known as just Stoley the producer. Our goal of the show is to bring you topics that are centered in and around real estate investing, and the housing market overall. We bring in guest speakers each show who are working in their field to give you relevant information that you can use right away in your life and in your business. And this week, our topic is data security. And to give us all the information we need to have success, we have a special guest this week. It is Don Spivey from DataCube Systems. Don is Don, and there's your bio. Here we go, Don. Here we go. Don is from a Florida native, which is rare. We're not Florida natives, yeah. Experienced customer rep with a demonstrated history of working in the computer networking industry, skilled in sales, marketing strategy, public speaking, social media, and web design. Marketing professional, certified story brand guide. I don't know what that is. You'll have to tell me what that is. With a bachelor's degree focused in theology from Baptist College. Wow. I didn't know that about you.
It's all over the place, man.
It is. I wasn't expecting that because I obviously didn't read this before we started. No. I'm like, oh, there's theology. Where it is. All right. So, Don, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks so much, man.
All right.
Thanks for letting me be here.
Yeah. First thing, what is a certified story brand guide?
So Story Brand is basically a marketing platform.
Oh, okay.
A way of doing marketing.
Okay.
That encompasses the best practices of storytelling from 2,000 years.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
So it's a way of taking your company and positioning it.
Yep. I gotcha.
In a way that is telling the right story. Like right now, it's real popular right now. People talk about tell stories and stuff. But most companies are telling the wrong story.
I gotcha.
Most companies are telling their own story.
Yeah.
And if you position your company to be the hero of the story, you're going to fail.
All right. So we have a whole nother show there, Jacob. Yep. That is, Don, you want to do another one after this?
We need to come back and do it.
We might just keep you in the room. Here we go. Well, let's get to the topic of the day, which is data security. And the reason I wanted to talk to you today is because obviously, for the listening audience, if you don't know, I'm a broker. I'm a broker here in Florida. I deal with a lot of personal information for people when you're getting, and I'm not doing the mortgage stuff, but just the housing, all the information that goes with that. I see stuff, and I have to keep that by law through Florida Department of Real Estate for 5 years. And so I don't really want to keep it on a physical form, a hard copy, because I'll just have reams and reams of file cabinets. Right. So I came to you and said, hey, Don, help me with this. What do I need to do? So I guess, for the people out there who've never used anybody to secure their data per se, I mean, what is the one thing they need to know or need to ask right away or they need to be aware of to get that process started?
Yeah. So, I mean, one thing to be aware of, and you're not too small to be hacked.
Yeah.
So we hear all of the large reports of things like Target being hacked and big hospital corporations being hacked, things like that. But there are hundreds and thousands of reports of hacking on small businesses. Like I just had a person contact me the other day. She's actually an interior designer.
Okay.
And she said, you know what? Would
that be the same interior designer we've had on our show before?
It's possible.
It's possible.
We might want to edit it. I don't know.
Okay.
She's fantastic, but she got hacked.
Wow.
Yeah. So she sent me she talked to me the other day and she said, somebody basically she didn't put it in these words, but this is what happened.
Yeah.
Somebody spoofed her email.
Okay.
And so she ends up getting an email from a client, and the client said, I forwarded that money, wired the money that you needed to the bank account. And it was like $1,200.
Sure.
And she's like, what are you talking about?
Right.
And so her email had been spoofed, and the client was sent a series of emails requesting money.
Sure.
And that money was wired, and that money's gone. You're not going to get that money back.
Right.
And so, obviously the client is out $1,200. It makes the business look bad as well.
Yeah.
And she's mortified because that happened.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Yeah. So I guess one thing to say is that you are not too small to be hacked. I mean, people are coming after you.
Yeah, and I guess, that's something, one, why I came to you, because I wanted to keep everything electronically.
Right.
And two, I know nothing about how to secure. I am not in your world. My IT experience goes from Nintendo to my phone.
Right.
And that's it. I literally have nothing else there. So, when we get into it, you're not too small to be hacked. When I'm going to come and talk to you as a business owner, what are questions I need to be asking for my business to make sure I'm getting the right, I guess, package, or, what am I going to do? And then I know you're going to obviously coach, the clients are going to come to you and they should, but what should I be asking people, hey, or asking the IT guy, hey, this is what I have. What do I need to do, to get that rolling?
Right. So, one thing I'd also say is, like, if you keep all of your information in files, like hard copies files in your office, what happens if your office floods? What happens if you have a fire? What happens if there's somebody breaks in? Like,
right.
All of that. So that's another reason why you're, not just that you're too small to be hacked, but you're just keeping all of that information.
There's a lot of liability there.
So much liability. And that's what hackers are wanting. They're wanting that client information, that customer information, to steal identity, to sell things on the dark web and what have you. So I guess some questions to ask an IT company. One thing to ask, I think, is, are you a break-fix IT company? And basically what that means...
Yeah, tell me what that means, because I don't know what that means.
So when something breaks, do I call you and you come and fix it?
Oh,
is that
okay.
Is that our relationship? Is
okay.
Are you like the plumber that I call when the plumbing is broken?
Right.
Or are you more of a guide? Or are you more of a partner?
Okay.
And so we position our company to be more of a partner.
Right.
We don't want to be the outsourced necessarily people. We want to be right there alongside of you. So you need a relationship with your IT company that you're using.
Okay.
And so it's a guide type idea. So we want to help guide our customers on a journey through their business. And so we come alongside of them. We want to take their standards, their business standards, industry standards, and then align those with technology standards and help the company, be in alignment for those.
Sure.
Things. Yeah. And so, so asking the question, are you a break fix, or,
okay.
What kind of a contract is it? What is our relationship going to look like?
All right.
And so when we work with a company, we meet with that business owner, or at least the executives, on a quarterly basis. And so again, we'll take the alignments for their standards, for their industry standards and technology alignments, and we'll show them, hey, this is where you're in alignment, this is where you're out of alignment, this is what we can do to get you more secure.
Okay.
Here's a projected budget that it's going to cost over the next year,
sure,
or a year and a half or so. So a business owner is not caught blindsided by things.
Yeah. So, and going, because I've been, and not that websites are bad, I love websites, but all of a sudden websites can get out of control cost-wise. You're like, oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so,
especially if you're doing web development, things like that, it can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, question for you. So, I'm working with you, and that's why I wanted you on the show here. My data, let's say, we have Stoley, the producer here, and Stoley buys a house, so I have all his personal information. We go through all the closing, I keep all his docs, all that kind of stuff, and I upload that onto my platform, right. I guess, with DataQ system. Where does that information actually go? I mean, I don't even know, to be honest with you. I really have no idea. It goes onto my laptop, and then
a server somewhere.
Yeah, it's on a server. Yeah,
okay.
It's on a hosted cloud, like a cloud-based server.
Okay.
So what you're doing with us, we developed a program we call File Unity, and some of your listeners are going to be familiar with Office 365.
Right.
And some of them may be familiar with SharePoint, which is part of Office 365. Now, our software engineers built a software package that works with SharePoint. So it's built on SharePoint.
Okay.
And that's what you're using with us is what we call File Unity.
Okay.
So it's all stored on Office 365. So,
because like I said, I don't want to keep the paper copies unless I can help it.
Right.
And I have to, because that way I can access it from anywhere and where I go.
But what you're using is a much more robust version of SharePoint. It's something that we're actually a lot of it we're custom developing for your company. And for real estate companies in the future as well.
Cool.
So
Jacob, I'm a guinea pig.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
or beta tester.
Cool.
Or I don't even know what you call me actually.
We can call you a beta tester.
Am I a beta tester?
You sound techie now. So.
I do, and I'm not whatsoever. I am not techie whatsoever.
You know what? Neither am I, man. I'm not either. I work for a company that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I like talking to people.
Sure.
All of our software engineers like talking to computers.
Yeah.
So they figured, we need somebody that can talk to people. So we'll give this guy, Don, just enough information to go sell.
Right.
And then he can bring us in to help make things work.
Let me ask you this, because you talked about, a lot of terms that people I hear of, or I know people hear of, dark web and hackers and all this stuff. When they say that, because they never expound on it, you don't really know what that means. I mean, I've heard of the dark web. I don't even know what it is. I'd assume it's another web platform that somehow I'm not cool enough to access. And then hacking, where is it coming from? Is it just general people? Are there, I don't know how these people get together and decide they're going to hack stuff, but I mean,
right.
How does all that happen? Where's it come from? Where's it go from? Any of those questions?
It's such a virtual world, right? So they will employ like servers in multiple countries, and that server will be directed towards, for example, like towards your website.
Okay.
And it's looking for a way to get into your website, and that server's doing it, and then there's another server in another country doing it, and another server trying a different approach to get into your website, and they're all just pinging your website, just going at it. So just on your website in general, like you need to have backup protection, security, on just on your website, which we do those things as well. And so then once they find a way in, they may find a crack somewhere, somehow to get in.
Right.
Some hackers are actually going to Amazon, because you can lease server space from Amazon. And you can lease it for like by the hour. And
Amazon doesn't check who these people are, or is it just a random? They say they're ABC company or whatever.
Yeah,
they don't really know.
They'll lease a server to test out a software product and see, have an environment that they can run that in. And so who knows why they're doing it? And so, but there are hackers they've tried to ping your site. They've tried to find a way in, and then they might go to like a North American-based server, and then really hack into your site because they found a way in, and they might use a platform like Amazon's servers, and then they'll break in and able to steal that that information.
And that's just for like the extra security. They don't want to use their own server, so they'll go to a different.
Right. So if they're trying to come into your network, like at your business, right? You might have some firewall protection on your network for your office. Yeah. And that firewall says, somebody shouldn't be trying to log into our servers from, we'll just pick a random country.
Right. Wherever.
They shouldn't be trying to log into our servers from Uzbekistan or something.
Sure.
But a server in North America looks more legit to the firewall, to the system. And so once they find a way to get in, then they might use a server in a North American country for us, because we're primarily in North America.
Right.
And then they'll try to come in that way. So it looks more legit. So they could somebody could have gotten your identity, all of your information, and now they're trying to log into your server as you, and your company saying, the protection is saying, yeah, makes sense. This is Jason Jeckman. He's trying to get in, and he's located in random place in North America.
Right.
Doesn't look as suspicious as it would be coming from some other country. So that's why they'll employ.
And they don't know where. So there's no way to police this kind of stuff, right? It's just,
man, it's so difficult. Yeah.
Yeah. That is just.
The best thing is to have layers of security.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we do. There's firewalls. Most people have heard of those.
Yep.
That's trying to keep things from getting out or getting in. Then we also do what we call intrusion detection, which the stuff does get into people's networks.
Okay.
And so intrusion detection is looking for inside of the network, like what's out of alignment, what's not supposed to be here, what looks fishy.
Okay.
And then it's alerting it. We actually have a pretty robust software that once you've heard of like malware or phishing,
phishing scams.
Yeah,
I think this morning I won $2 million. I think from somebody in Nigeria. I believe it was. Yeah.
You should click on that.
I should. Yeah. See what happens.
Absolutely. Let's see what happens. But our software, if your computer on your network, one of the computers, for example, gets ransomware on it. That's what I'm trying to think of. So ransomware, our software will remove it from the network automatically, just like that. We'll remove it from the network, because if you don't, it's going to affect all the other computers on the network and lock them down. And there's a company here locally, man, they had ransomware, and it cost them, I think it was $200,000 in Bitcoin to get their information back. And so they paid it. 200,000. I don't know how many businesses can just afford to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So they paid the $200,000 in ransom to get it back, to get the information. When they got the information, it still wasn't usable, and they're having to hire an IT company to fix it, to get it usable, and it's in the neighborhood of another $100,000. So they're looking at like $300,000 because of ransomware, because they didn't have their system protected the right way.
Wow. That's a painful pill to swallow on that one.
And that's not a large business. And that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a large business. It's a family-owned business here in Central Florida that probably has 75 employees, maybe 100 employees.
Maybe total.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
So what can people do to protect their business or their site? Or you mentioned like different layers of protection.
Right.
What is that?
So you need good firewall system. You need good intrusion detection. You need encrypted hard drives. Like you need good, just the computers, the servers. They need to be quality. You need to have a company like DataCube that's monitoring your system 24/7. 365.
And that's why, when I had spoken with you, I understood, I know enough to know that I can't tell you what I need, but I know enough to say I got personal data from a lot of people.
Right.
That's going to be important, that if I lost it, I would be in a whole heap of trouble.
Yeah.
Right. So like, help me out, help me protect this. I got one question for you. Let's say, I have a business and I'm doing all this from my business location, but I take my laptop home and I work from home, obviously. When I take that laptop home, is that still secure, or do I need to do something at my house as well to secure if I'm working from home and then I bring that laptop back to work? Because in the real estate, I'm all over the place.
You're all over, right.
Yeah. Is there a difference between the two, or does it all kind of fall under one umbrella, I guess?
I mean, because of what we're doing for you, your stuff is all being stored on the cloud.
Okay.
So
it's kind of all together.
It's all together. But at the very least, your Wi-Fi network at home needs to be password protected at the very least.
Yep.
Be careful of what you're logging into for Wi-Fi. Be aware of what it is you're logging, because you can get hacked at Starbucks.
Right.
So be careful of those things. But yeah, you should be. For the most part, you should be okay.
Yeah, well, good to know, because I never thought about that part until just now. And I'm like, I take that thing everywhere. I wonder if I'm screwing that up with what I do.
And this is where it kind of goes back to that idea of the whole break fix model. That's why I asked that company, are you a break fix? Because the last thing a company wants is to call their IT vendor and say, hey, we've been hacked.
Yeah.
Right? What should happen is the IT company should be calling you and saying, hey, there's an issue on your network. We're going to shut this down, or we're going to take these actions to remedy what's going on. So it should be
before it comes an
exactly,
issue. Yeah.
Exactly. So you really want an IT company that's going to be proactive.
Okay.
And so that's what we do. I mean, we're 365 monitoring. Our engineers are always on. That's the thing.
Okay, well, we're gonna throw a little curveball at you, because we like to have a little fun here, and we don't tell you about this. But this is the part of the show where we hand it over to Stoli for Stoli's 5 rapid fire questions. And this has nothing to do with data security.
Fantastic.
Nothing.
Stoli, bring it on.
Completely random.
Bring it on.
Here we go.
All right. Favorite music genre?
Oh, man, I am so eclectic on music.
Me too.
Man, I like good, modern storytelling country music, like almost like folk music, really. I like some good stuff like that.
Name one of the 7 dwarfs.
Grumpy.
I love it.
A vacation spot you have to go to that you haven't been yet.
That I haven't been yet. Oh my goodness. Switzerland.
I would love to go there.
Yeah, I would too.
Skiing.
I don't ski, but just to see it, I think that's a great answer.
Yeah.
Traditional or boneless wings?
Traditional.
And favorite candy bar?
Favorite candy bar? That is going to be a Twix bar.
Ooh,
Nice.
Left or right?
Ooh.
Left. We're going to go left.
Just messing with the commercials there. That's just popped in. That's the problem with me when you give me a microphone, right? Just random things pop in my head, and it doesn't always filter out.
You know why I said left, man? Because we live underneath the shadow of Mickey's kingdom over here, right?
Yeah.
So I tell my friends every time when you go to like the theme parks and stuff, and you go to get in line, always go left because everybody goes to the right.
There you go.
Go to the left, the line's faster.
Nice.
So yeah, sure. We'll
All
eat
right.
the left tricks bar.
All right. Well, Stoll, you got that. That's it.
That's all for Stoley's 5 rapid fire questions.
I love
Thank you.
that, man.
Yeah.
I liked your answers.
Well,
They
thanks
were.
for
I
that.
love the Switzerland answer. Like I said, we do that just to have a little bit of fun.
Absolutely, we
can't-
need to, man.
Yeah, you can't just sit here and educate people all day.
No.
We got to have a little bit of fun. I'm coming to you, or I'm a listener out there, and I need to know about reference. What is it? I'm going to come to you. What do you need from me to be able to set this up? What questions are going back and forth? What information do I need to have? What do you need to know to make sure that you can protect the listener the right way, and the listener can ask you the correct questions to get done what they need? Are there a set of bullet points or information you have to facilitate that?
Right. So, I mean, we need to know how many workstations you have, how many employees you have, basic questions like that. For your situation's a little different, because of we're trying to actually create, and we're doing security. Your information is secure, but it's the program, the platform that we're using is a little bit different for what you have. So, we're designing a platform for you that's going to allow you to manage all of these properties and all of these realtors. And a realtor is going to be able to pull up on his or her smartphone and the address, click on the address and see everything about that property there. You're going to be able, it's all going to be secure, password protected, all of those type of things. So that's a little bit different for us. A company that comes to us and says we need an IT vendor, like we need a managed service provider, that type of thing. We need to know your industry. We need to know how many people employed, how many computers. Do you have a server? What are you doing for data protection now? Are you doing backup? We actually have a data center in downtown Orlando where it's basically, think of it as a secure private cloud, if you think about it that way. Do you need us to host your proprietary software in our data center? Do we need to do offsite backup for you? What we do is we come in and sit down on a one-on-one consultation and we ask all of these questions. And we try to get to what are your goals? What are your IT goals? What are your goals for the business? And then we can tell you where the IT is, is your IT going to keep up with your goals? Or, how can we help navigate you to reach those goals and keep you within budget of your IT needs too? So, we're going to sit down, we're going to ask you all these types of questions.
And the reason I came to you in the first place is because I know, at least in my business with real estate, everything is moving to a phone base. Everything is going, more and more information is cloud-based, on the web. There's very little actual paper unless you're signing an actual contract. But even that goes into DocuSign now. Right. And it's all electronic signatures. Right. And I know, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, people are, it's just going to go that much faster on the IT side. And I personally didn't want to have to be doing this before it's too late and I got hacked or something like that. Right. But I just know technology-wise, it's moving that direction. So why not figure it out before all that? Yeah, absolutely has to happen.
I think companies need to think about that. Like, especially a new person coming in the real estate or new business, starting up. Like, don't neglect the IT, because your IT is your central nervous system, of your business. So really sit down with an advisor and it's like, how do we structure this, and what could this look like? Well, what are your goals? Do you want to be a broker with 20 agents, and do you want to have multiple locations? Do you need a phone system that's going to connect all of that? Like, we do phone systems and all that stuff too. So,
sure.
Those are the type of questions that need to come from an advisor. Yeah. Really. So your IT provider should really operate as an advisor and not just trying to sell you products, but to really help you reach your goals.
Gotcha. Stoley, you have anything else for Don?
No, that's awesome.
Well, Don, let me ask you, is there anything I should have asked you, but then, because I mean, this is a huge, wide topic, and we could be on this for hours with different segments, but just off the bat, for any of the new people that they should know about that I didn't cover, you think? Or we didn't cover, I should say?
You know, I feel like we covered a lot.
Yeah.
And again, like, you know, we could really dig deeper in, and man, I could even bring a tech on, an engineer on, and let him talk.
Oh, that's way above my pay grade.
And we could go. We could just go in
like
this
that
wormhole
too.
Yeah, that's Jay. I wouldn't even know what to ask. I mean, I would just sit over here in the corner and,
Stoley could
make jokes.
He could hijack your show.
Absolutely. Well, it's Stoley's show too, so it's all good. Well, hey, Don, if somebody needs to get a hold of you, they're listening around the country or whatever, how do they contact you? What's your information? Go ahead.
Yeah, our website's datacubesystems.com. So datacubesystems.com. And you can give me a call, Don, or give me an email, don@datacubesystems.com. That's the easiest way.
Easiest way to get it done. All right, sweet, guys. So let's see. For Don, at DataCube Systems. For Stoley, the producer from Stoley Productions, I'm Jason Ekman from Jack Real Estate Services. That's all we have this week. Be sure to subscribe so you know when new shows are available. And like always, I tell you, don't just listen to this information and not use it. Listen to this information and go out there and do it. You got this.